this week to finalize the details. Now, both the White House and the Kremlin are considering the summit to be held around the 15th of June. An official announcement is expected in the coming days as well. Now, the summit would come at the end of President Biden's first foreign trip as president, a week-long trip in Europe that includes a stop in the United Kingdom for a G7 summit and a visit to Brussels headquarters of the NATO. The National Security Council stated this week's meeting between Sullivan and the Secretary of the Russian Security Council was an important step in the preparation for a planned US-Russia summit and deemed the discussions as constructive despite outstanding differences. The Biden administration first called for the summit last month after Russia engaged in a series of confrontations and confrontational actions, temporarily amassing troops on the border of Ukraine. The SolarWinds hacking scandal, reports of bounties placed on US troops in Afghanistan, and the poisoning and imprisonment of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. In a meeting with Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken last week said that the US wants a predictable, stable relationship with Russia. The summit will be held as US-Russia relations remain tense. Biden has taken a very different approach to Russia than his predecessor, former President Donald Trump, who often openly favored Putin. Under Biden, the United States has sought to pressure Russia through economic sanctions. It imposed penalties last week on Russian companies and ships for their work on Nord Stream 2, the natural gas pipeline in Europe. In April, the administration expelled 10 Russian diplomats and placed sanctions on several dozen companies and people, an attempt to push the Kremlin for interfering in last year's presidential election in the US and for the SolarWinds hacking scandal that breached federal agencies and private companies alike. Russia responded to the sanctions by ordering 10 US diplomats to leave the country, blacklisting 8 current and former US officials and tightening requirements for US embassy operations in Russia.
Это уже не просто